Well, where did this come from? They always said about Kevin Harvick, they would always say, where did he come from? Because he'd show up in these weird and wacky ways out of nowhere after, not being in contention, but then with 2 to go, he'd suddenly be leading. And Larry Mack would always yell, where did he come from? Well, that's really where I feel right now about Rodney Childers, Kevin Harvick's former crew chief. Rodney Childers is going to Spire in 2025. I would have never guessed that. Of course, with Stewart-Haas Racing shutting down, Rodney Childers had to find a different team to go to, or of course, he could retire if he wanted to, but if he wanted to continue his NASCAR career, he would have to go elsewhere. Childers has been a big fan of Josh Berry. There were questions, would Rodney Childers follow Josh Berry to wherever he goes? Then Josh Berry opted to go to the Wood Brothers, and the Wood Brothers affiliated with Penske. It was believed that Penske, the Wood Brothers, would put one of their own people as the crew chief for Josh Berry, meaning that Rodney Childers would have to find a job somewhere else. There was really from what I could see, really no speculation. My guess would have been front row. It's a Ford team. Rodney Childers has worked with Ford since 2017 when Stewart-Haas Racing made the change from Chevy to Ford. And I thought, a team that's rising up to Tier 1 status, becoming a real contender, Rodney Childers would be the perfect fit to help lead that team. Boy, I was wrong. Instead, he's going to Spire Motorsports to crew chief the number 7 car for Corey LaJoie. Rodney Childers, a 40-time NASCAR Cup Series race-winning crew chief and one of the sport's most respected tacticians, will lead Spire Motorsports' number 7 team and driver Corey LaJoie in 2025. Ryan Sparks, who currently serves in a dual role as both Spire Motorsports competition director and crew chief for LaJoie, will transition from his duties atop the pit box for the number 7 team to a singular role as the organization's competition director at the conclusion of the 2024 season. It then lists some of his achievements and then says, the agreement was finalized last night in private at the team's Mooresville headquarters with Childers' wife Katrina and twin sons Brody and Gavin in attendance. We are beyond excited to announce Rodney Childers as the crew chief for Corey LaJoie and Spire Motorsports number 7 team beginning in 2025, said Spire's team co-owner Jeff Dickerson. There are decisions that professional racing teams make daily that take courage, require deep thought, and have some element of rolling the dice. To be clear, this wasn't one of them. Rodney is a Hall of Fame-worthy, championship-winning crew chief with 40 wins. He's one of the best in the garage, and when a guy like Rodney is available, it would be a malpractice if we did anything but our best to bring him into our growing organization. He will make us better the moment he walks into our shop, and we look forward to his contributions to our collective success. And then Rodney Childers said, I think the biggest thing is seeing how Spire Motorsports has grown over the last couple of years. They are investing in people, and that's what makes a difference these days. We all buy the same chassis, bodies, and parts. What makes a difference is the people. Spire continues to invest in the people within the team, and they seek out good people to add depth to an already strong group. Corey is a veteran of the sport, and I think we have a tremendous opportunity in front of us. Spire has been on my radar for the past year. I had quite a few guys from the number 4 team go over there, and they keep telling me how much they enjoy it, what the culture is like, and how well everybody gets along. That started it from my side. The rest was the way Jeff Dickerson and Doug Dukart, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, handled my situation. They told me how much I was wanted and how I could make a difference. For anybody in this world, all you want to feel is wanted and loved, and I felt that through them. I also see it as a place that could be good for my family long term. My kids are 3 years from graduating high school. With the truck teams there, it's somewhere they can grow, learn, and possibly work one day. So yes, Rodney Childers, the championship-winning crew chief. I said a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, I don't know, that if he were to not go with Josh Berry, he would be the hottest free agent in NASCAR, at least on the crew chiefing side. Rodney Childers has made a difference everywhere he has gone. He has won races with Brian Vickers, David Rudiman, and of course he is well known for his tenure with Kevin Harvick. He won 37 races with Harvick. They won the 2014 NASCAR Cup Series championship, made numerous championship fours, and even when they switched from Chevy to Toyota, or Chevy to Ford, sorry, they were able to continue to win races, continue making it to the championship four. So Rodney Childers is a top-tier crew chief. The move, for anyone who signed Rodney Childers, it was going to be a no-brainer. It was, the Rodney Childers sweepstakes. And frankly, I think he's going to make Spire better. Spire has improved over the last couple of years. They've signed young drivers like Carson Hocevar, who has done really well this year. They have gotten a lot of financial backing from Gainbridge, who, as I said, a lot of money coming in from there. So Spire has made some big steps in terms of financials, in terms of signing drivers. So the next big thing was sign a big crew chief. And they just did that with Rodney Childers. As I said, I think he's going to make this team better. I think he's going to make everyone around him better. He knows how to build a team. He knows how to make team chemistry, make everything click in a sense. And also he can put together great race cars. He can call a fantastic strategy. Rodney Childers, one of the best in the business. This was a no-brainer from Spire's point of view. For Childers, if he got an offer from like a Hendrick, a Gibbs, he probably would have taken that. But if you're Rodney Childers, this could be a legacy-defining move, because, not in a bad way, in a good way, because if he goes there and he helps Spire go to the next step where they're winning races, consistently winning races, and, making deep playoff runs, maybe even a championship, that would be incredible if he could do that with Corey LaJoie. As for Corey LaJoie, LaJoie hasn't had the greatest season. He only has one top 10, and that's also his only top 5 as well. He currently sits 6 positions behind Carson Hocevar in the points, about 50 points behind him. So once again, it's not been the greatest season from LaJoie, but he's had his flashes of potential. Almost winning at Atlanta a couple of years ago. Is a very good super speedway racer, but this is it for Corey LaJoie, if you ask me. He's got to prove himself now. He now has arguably the best crew chief in the NASCAR garage. Spire continues to grow, continues to improve. I'm not saying he has to go out there and win 3 races next year. I'm not saying he has to go out there and, heck, maybe even make the playoffs. Maybe Spire isn't ready to reach that level yet, but he has to be up there with Hocevar. He has to arguably beat Hocevar. He's a multi-year Cup veteran. He's contended for wins in the Cup Series, as I said, at Atlanta, some of the super speedways. They've got to do something different here. LaJoie, as I said, has struggled this year, I would say, and he's had his flashes of potential, but with Rodney Childers, this is it. This is his opportunity to do something special. And once again, I'm not expecting him to win a championship next year. I'm not expecting him to maybe not even make the playoffs, but at least be contending for a playoff spot. Spire's been a midfield team, maybe a back tier team, but they've moved up to the midfield, I would say. And for LaJoie, I think next year they should absolutely do something different in terms of competitiveness. And now that they have Rodney Childers, there's no more excuses, I would say, for LaJoie. That's just my opinion. But Rodney Childers is a crew chief in NASCAR still, and he's going to be at Spire. Once again, who would have guessed that? Not me, man, not me. But Rodney Childers to Spire Motorsports. He is no longer at Stewart-Haas, of course, after Stewart-Haas shut down. Tomorrow, Front Row is going to be announcing one of their 2025 drivers. So we have more news coming up. The NASCAR news has been crazy the last couple of months. Stewart-Haas Racing shutting down. Chase Briscoe to JGR. Josh Berry to the Wood Brothers. And now Rodney Childers to Spire. Just the NASCAR news has been wild. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, tomorrow, Front Row Motorsports is announcing a driver, so I'll be back for that to tell you about whoever the driver is. I think it's supposed to be Gregson. But any other news, I'll let you guys know. And then we got races this weekend at Pocono, so I'm looking forward to that.